Centaur, your kind of company.
Tonight on Ctv3 News, a head-on collision on the Philip Wilson Highway between a Silva's bus and a pickup truck claims 3 lives, including that of Crooked Tree Chairman Brandon Gillett. Orange walk on the road to becoming a fair trade certified community. And Fast Light believes signs cooperation agreement with the OAS. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Tuesday, September 27th, 2022.
Speed. Everyone wants more. Internet is more than speed. That's why Centaur's Internet Express offers you wall-to-wall coverage with its Wi-Fi extender. Just plug and surf. Stay connected as you move around your home with Centaur's Wi-Fi extender. Can your internet do that?
Centaur, your kind of company.
Ever since I was a kid, I've dreamt of going to Mars. You can keep my dream alive.
Come with me. You cannot, under any circumstances, leave my room, okay? Only for 35 days.
Enjoy your favorite HBO original series and movies with Centaur, your kind of company.
Es un hecho que tu crédito dura más con Smart. Durante estos tiempos, todos buscamos cómo minimizar nuestros gastos y ahorrar a lo máximo. Con Smart, lograr esto es fácil. Es un hecho que con Smart su crédito dura más. Puede llamar de Smart a Smart y de Smart a Digicel sin discriminar al proveedor, usando su crédito promocional. Mientras que con el otro proveedor solo puede usar su crédito promocional para llamar a Digicel. ¿Qué significa esto? Su crédito promocional, ya que viene gratis al hacer sus recargas en temporadas de Double Ups, le otorga llamadas gratis a cualquier número nacional. Sigue con Smart y ahorra más dólares.
I met Alex on the plane. When I woke up in the morning, he was so alive.
I think they know you're lying.
Enjoy your favorite HBO original series and movies with Centaur, your kind of company.
Get her off that stage.
Enjoy your favorite HBO original series and movies with Centaur, your kind of company.
Tonight we're really late.
I was so much fun since this pandemic forced us on lockdown and like my online classes have been so stressful.
Oh my gosh.
And I bet you're glad that you finally get out.
Yes, that's true. And that girl, you may let loose. I never did expect that from you. Oh, Melanie.
Well defended again by Beverly.
Everyone, this is a nice one.
George to drive and the finish. Posting up Marcus Morris.
My gosh. Looked like Kobe hit him real hard. My gosh, Melanie. Now you the top.
4 minutes and 7 of their 9 points.
You see why me? The married life. She can even enjoy her friends like in a peace.
Mind your business. Someday you might find a great guy too.
Exactly. Well, I still kind of have a crush party here, cousin. Oh, no, remember the one where I danced with at the wedding?
Oh, yeah?
Yes. Yeah, well, I would have go fall up down with tea any day. Anyways, I don't cause enough trouble for one night. Make her walk on her out. Alright. No, I believe I have to go to that place at 5 o'clock tomorrow. Bye. Bye. I didn't do anything wrong, James!
Hey, morning. Morning. Your friend Melanie bring this for you on the way to work? Check it. Check it. You have to be more appreciative. You got some nice friend. And remember, nothing never happened last night, right? Right?
I love you, Jack. You have to do this for you. There's nothing to fear but fear itself. Your future self will thank you.
No. I need help.
During the COVID-19 pandemic, women and girls were at the highest risk of suffering domestic violence. Domestic violence involves violence between any member of the same household. It can happen to females or males, young or old. However, the evidence has shown that women and girls face the greatest risk. That risk has heightened due to the impacts of the pandemic, including job losses, mounting stress, and restrictions to movement and recreation. We can all help to combat violence against women and girls during the COVID-19 pandemic. Just like Melanie did, you can reach out to someone who is struggling and help them to find a way out. It is never easy, but together we can fight this. Belize will not be safe until its women are safe. Secure Belize.
Good evening with your news. Also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7. I am Joanna Rodriguez. Tonight, 3 people are dead after a collision between a Silva's bus line passenger bus and a pickup truck on the Philip Colson Highway early this morning. The head-on collision occurred near the Sandhill Village Police Station and immediately claimed the lives of Crooked Tree Village Chairman Brandon Gillett and his friend Dean Dawson. Meanwhile, Eustace Dawson Jr., who was traveling in the same D-Max pickup truck, was rushed to a hospital in Belize City for emergency medical care. He passed away while undergoing surgery. The men were in the vicinity of Sandhill Village when their vehicle and a passenger bus collided head-on. The pickup was heading towards Belize City and the passenger bus was heading towards Orange Walk when the accident occurred at around 8 a.m. Reports suggest the bus came into the path of the pickup truck, pushed the truck several yards off the highway before it came to a complete stop. In the aftermath of the accident, former Chairman John Gillett released a statement saying the entire village of Crooked Tree is grieving for the tragic loss of 2 of our very own Brandon and James, and the critical condition of Tess was in a terrible traffic accident. We cannot express how devastating this is to so many of us, and my heart grieves to their families. Condolences goes to their families and hope that Testa survives. Today, Belize Rural North Area Representative Marconi Leal issued a statement of condolences to the people of Crooked Tree Village and the families of the men who died in the accident. Leal took to Facebook to express his sympathies and acknowledge that the loss of these lives was a loss for Belize. Today, I want to take this opportunity through this forum to extend our sincere condolences on behalf of myself, my executive, and the entire BRN family to all the families of the 3 tragic road accident victims that occurred in Sand Hill Village, which include the sitting chairman of Crooked Tree Village. It is indeed with heavy hearts that we acknowledge this great loss to the families of Belize Rural North. May their souls rest in peace, Leal said. On Monday, Pathlight Belize signed a cooperation agreement with the Organization of American States, OAS, in Washington, D.C. The agreement provides a framework for both organizations and the government of Belize to collaborate in achieving the sustainable development goals through education set out by the organization in Belize. The cooperation agreement was signed by Adel Katsim Sanchez, the CEO of Pathlight, and Luis Almagro, the Secretary General of the OAS. Prime Minister John Briceño was also present to witness the signing. The agreement, according to CEO Adel Katsim, charts the way forward for Pathlight to move towards further engagement with education in Belize through the fostering of meaningful collaboration with the OAS and the government of Belize.
One of the key things is being able to support students in Belize to access professional development opportunities, such as scholarships that are available for our students to go to tertiary school, both partial scholarships and full scholarships to go abroad, or even to study online through the virtual classroom environment. Also, one of the things that is a low-hanging fruit, what we can look at is the trust fund, because we're already doing STEM programs. Pathlight is already doing STEM programs. In fact, we have a STEM initiative that was launched today called Martian Greenhouse 3.0. And those are some of the kinds of initiatives that align very well with what the government wants to do in terms of STEM and young people and what OS wants to do. So it's sort of a natural fit, and we see that there are some opportunities already there that exist. So what the framework does, it provides a guide. What it does is it says that OAS and Pathlight in Belize agree that we're going to collaborate and partner together because we have mutual objectives that we want to achieve. And so coming off the signing of the agreement, we will be following up with some very specific projects that we have in mind for both teacher training as well as for young people, STEM leadership development being some of the key ones that we're looking at currently.
Projects under this new cooperation is expected to take off in early 2023. In the meantime, however, Katsim says Pathlight is looking forward to engaging with the OAS to provide more services in Belize.
Early in 2023, we're actually going to see things happening. But I mean, in the meantime, we're also ensuring that young people in Belize have access to existing programs that are funded by the OAS. One of those being a Girls Who Venture initiative, which the OAS is implementing in collaboration with the University of the West Indies. Pathlight was involved in that by sending students who are part of our scholarship program, girls who are interested in building their entrepreneurship skills. And we are in communication with OAS about the possibility of opening up the registration, not just for students that are in our scholarship program, but other students who go to secondary schools across the country. So it won't be the first time that we would be doing work with the OAS.
The involvement of the government in this significant framework, according to CADSIM, demonstrates their commitment towards the betterment of education in Belize.
The government of Belize has, in Plan Belize, outlined education as one of the foundational pillars of national development. And we have, as Pathlight, been working alongside the government in the entire national curriculum reform initiative that has been led by the Ministry of Education. And the Prime Minister in particular, and the government of Belize through the Ministry of Education, has recognized and values the partnership with the NGO community. And Pathlight is one of those NGOs in which we have a very close partnership. Currently, we are working with the government to train teachers, all secondary school teachers across the country, in competency-based learning and problem-based learning. And this is a critical part of the rollout, the implementation of the national curriculum, because the Ministry of Education has done their assessment and they realized by talking with stakeholders across the country, teachers and other education stakeholders, they realized that there was curriculum overload. And at a time like this, when we're coming off COVID, when there are learning losses, we needed to do something different. And so, collectively, everybody decided that under the leadership of the government, that we would engage in a reform of not just the content of the curriculum, but the mode of delivery, how we deliver the curriculum, so that we can move more towards aligning the curriculum with, the needs that we have for the 21st century. So aligning it with what the job market is requesting, aligning it with, the new job opportunities that will become available to young people, and also doing things in a way that will appeal to our young people more so that they can become fully engaged in trying to help solve some of the problems that we have in our everyday lives, right? So we see this as a natural fit partnership, and we're very grateful to the government of Belize and the Prime Minister for demonstrating in a very concrete way the commitment of the government to these kinds of initiatives.
Orange Walk is on its way to becoming a fair trade certified municipality. As a leader in the global movement to make trade fair, fair trade supports and challenges businesses and governments while connecting farmers and workers with the people who buy their products. Apart from certifying producers, fair trade is now moving into certifying communities in Latin America and the Caribbean. This news captured the attention of a group of Orange Walkenians who have started the process for Orange Walk to become a member of Fair Trade. With the assistance of the Orange Walk Town Council as the community's governing body, the group hopes to finalize the process in 1 to 2 years.
It's a community effort. We want the whole town and all the residents to become aware. We want to bring awareness to what it means to a small cultivator, a small farmer, or a small producer in the supply chain. If you look at the supply chain of cacao or sugar, the cane farmers, or coconut water, or eggs, it's always very, very small. The first producer in the supply chain that does not get a fair trade of the profits, because you could have sugar, or you could have coconut, and you could have people that grow coconut and they go sell their coconut, but that doesn't mean they're going to get a fair share of the profits when that coconut or when that chocolate is sold in Switzerland or in Europe, or the sugar is sold there, and these big corporations buy this sugar and they market it and brand it and put it in the supermarkets. Sometimes even the supermarkets or the importer or the middleman make more than a poor farmer. So what it means for Orange Walk Town is that we're going to sensitize them to the idea of what it means to give a small farmer, a small cultivator, a just return for their work.
And while 2 years might sound like a long time, the work starts now. The plan is to target artisans and farmers and to promote their product through a number of expos.
We're going to have these trade shows, these fairs, like once every 3 months, once every 2 months at the Central Park. And we're going to be inviting all the small cultivators in Orange Walk, the people who make honey. They grow eggs free range in an ethically produced manner, avoid unnecessary fertilizers, avoid child labor. Hopefully, after a few of these trades, maybe one cultivator finds another cultivator who's growing the same thing, and then together they can join and form a group, which may eventually lead to a cooperative. And it's only through cooperatives that we think that the cultivators will have a bigger say. They can control it, and it's not like somebody come in and buy your eggs and then they go sell it in a supermarket, and then they get far more than the person who grow the eggs or the honey. So hopefully we could revive those industries in Orange Walk. But it's always with a mind to assist the first person in the supply chain, the cultivator. For example, we will not feature a small cultivator at the park, at the expo, if we know he to bring coconut water and he to mix it with sugar and water. All right, we don't want that. We want to encourage these people to produce their stuff ethically, in a safe manner, in a healthy manner, because we expect that people will say, man, you know what, that coconut water costs 10 cents, instead of $1 or instead of $2, and it's sell for $2.20 or $2.25. That they'll pay a little bit more for that because they know it's pure, it's fresh, and it was stored. They have a good cold chain before it comes out here in the cooler to the market.
Because they're following fair trade.
Yeah, they're following fair trade, even though they're not certified yet. But this is the beginning. We're hoping that this is going to give birth to a process whereby farmers that produce similar products will come together and form a cooperative. When they do that, they'll have a stronger voice. And then at that moment, then fair trade is going to come and say, well, we could help you get a market for your products. We could help you make sure you get a fair price.
Obviously, that's in the longer run.
In the longer run. Right now, we just want the community to be aware that, you know, there's a process that we can take. It doesn't take much, but let's support the local farmers, the local producers, the local artisans.
To see the expos taking place, we have to wait for actually fair trade to respond and say, okay, Orange Walk is fair trade certified.
No, we have to do that stuff first.
All right.
Fair trade has to see us making organizing the expos, inviting the local producers first before we become certified.
Signing the application on behalf of the Town Council was Mayor Latrick Shepherd, the Deputy Mayor Joesi Castillo, and Councillor Allen Yu. And there is more news after the break. Stay tuned.
What is Amnesty 2022? An opportunity for undocumented immigrants living in Belize. Belize wants to help you to live freely and continue contributing to those communities you and your family now call home by offering a pathway to permanent residency. Why should you apply? In doing so, you remove barriers and reduce the difficulties faced living as an undocumented immigrant. Applying is easy. Go online to www.immigration.gov.bz for more information. Find out if you qualify, how to apply, what documents you need, and how to book your appointment. Be prepared. The registration period will be from the 2nd of August to the 30th of November 2022. Belize Amnesty 2022. Let's continue to build Belize together.
LG dual inverter compressor cools air faster by operating at speeds as high as 120 Hz with more stability compared to conventional models. It also saves up to 70% more energy by operating at speeds as low as 10 Hz with more stability. It reduces torque vibration down to 40% for quiet outdoor unit operation. Stable operation with low vibrations also results in increased durability.
Connect, browse, and win with Centaur's September sweepstake. Every customer that updates their account to the month of September enters the sweepstake to win $3,000 cash. That's $3,000 for each branch. Make your summer more epic by becoming a lucky winner of Centaur's $3,000 September sweepstake. Prizes to be drawn on October 7th on the Despierta Belize Morning Show. Centaur's September sweepstake. Get in it to win it.
In November 2022, the government of the Arab Republic of Egypt will host the 27th Conference of the Parties of the UNFCCC COP27 with a view to building on previous successes and paving the way for future ambition to effectively tackle the global challenge of climate change. For Prime Minister John Bresenio, setting goals to address the issue of climate change is at the top of his agenda. He recently spoke about the threat the climate crisis signifies for developing countries like Belize at the 77th United Nations General Assembly at the UN headquarters in New York. And PM Bresenio, along with the delegation, are expected to take the fight to COP27 later this year. But there are many who don't believe in climate change despite evidence at hand. Truth of the fact is, though, the weather is getting more extreme and the temperatures are rising across the globe, and that's because of climate change, says Chief Meteorologist Ronald Gordon.
We have a series of data here at the service going back to 1960 that indicates clearly that there's a trend in terms of our temperatures increasing over the years. So there is no, absolutely from our standpoint, there is no doubt that our temperatures are increasing on an average basis over the past several decades. And of course, there's also the impacts from that. We see events like more severe droughts, stronger tropical systems. We get those long periods of limited rainfall and your sudden downpours of excessive rainfall in a short period of time that disrupts people's life and affect agriculture and that type of thing. So there's the evidence out there. I mean, that's what I could show the persons. But skeptics will always be skeptics. Doesn't matter how much evidence we provide.
Today, Dr. Asmon Martinez, Chief Executive Officer for the Ministry of Economic Development, signed a Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, with Wendy Harris, President of the Canadian Executive Service Organization, CESO. On September 6, 2022, Cabinet gave its approval for the Ministry of Economic Development to sign the MOU in connection with the Canada CARICOM Expert Deployment Mechanism, CCEDM. This mechanism will enable Belize to access up to 29 technical assistance programs free of cost from Canada for the next 2.5 years. Belize can utilize the programs to address priority needs by supporting institutional strengthening and economic growth through the transfer of skills and knowledge and fostering locally driven, sustainable solutions that are equitable, inclusive, and environmentally responsible. The CCEDM is a 4-year demand-based program funded by the Government of Canada through Global Affairs Canada, GAC, to address priority needs identified by national governments while supporting countries in their efforts to strengthen and diversify local economies, build strong climate-resilient communities, and reduce gender and economic inequalities. With this partnership, Belize's government ministries, departments, agencies, academia, and the private sector can acquire a technical assistance in strengthening institutional, organizational strategies, and building human resource capacities under the pillars of strategic planning and policy, operation efficiency, and effectiveness and communications. Through the CCEDM, at least Belizeans, 60% of which are women, will have the opportunity to apply for tailored advising through training, mentorship, assessments, and workshops. The results of this program will include the strengthening of institutions and individuals, paving the way for inclusive, equitable, innovative, and sustainable socio-economic development. Over the past 2 years, when COVID-19 forced the world to a stop, economies were among the most affected. The same is true here in Belize, where hundreds of Belizeans lost their jobs because of the pandemic. These persons are just now trying to recover during a time when the economy is still struggling to get back on its feet. With the unemployment rate in our country still high, the Labor Department is currently doing its best to secure jobs for Belizeans who really need it. Over the next 2 days, the department, through its Public Employment Service Unit, will be hosting 2 separate job preparedness training here in the North, targeted at residents who are seeking employment.
What we do, we register job seekers, we register employers, we do career development, we do guidance, we do different resume writing, cover letter writing, we promote entrepreneurial skills and so forth. We also partner with different agencies so we can try to make that bridge between employers and employees, right? And in those training, we try to build capacity. So the Labor Department has always been around and always tried to promote those sections within the Public Employment Service Unit so we can properly guide in terms of making people employable, right? So we have started, every month we do a job preparedness training, and right now we're trying to revitalize the unit. So we bring more awareness to the public that we are here to support, we are here to monitor, we are here to train and let them be employable, give them the skills so they have that confidence in themselves and change their mindset in how they go about job searching. A lot of traction from the BPO and the support. And with this training that we're having now in Orange Walk and Corozal, we have invited those stakeholders, the BPOs, Social Security. I think we have presentation from entrepreneurial personnel who can speak on small businesses and what their testimonials are. So yes, we have a lot of traction, and we're very excited because we're reaching out and people are trying to know that we at the Labor Department do care and we want them to be employable.
The first training session will take place here in Orange Walk Town on Wednesday, September 28th at the District Education Center.
Seeking job seekers to come out, right, to gain the skill set that they need, and so we can understand how we can place them. The job preparedness training entitles customer service, employers' expectations, more ethics, code of conduct, and customer care, right? And those are some of the main presentation that we're going to deal with, because we noticed that when we try to figure out what your skill set are, it encompasses the career development, what employers are looking for, right? And so it targets those areas so we have an idea how we can fit you. We also have presentations from different employers who will come in, and like we said, the BPOs, and we have Social Security who will speak on benefits, and we also have the labor presentation from our labor officer to let them know exactly how, what govern them.
Okay, and that will take place here in Orange Walk, where? At the District Education Center,
At the District Education Center, yes, from 9 to 4. Come on out, we're right there. Just come with an open mind, and we'll deliver whatever we need to deliver to you and have a great session.
We would ask you to bring a resume. You bring your Social Security card with you, so we get a copy of it. You could bring any references you might have. And then for those who might not be sure of a resume or know how to do one, we assist them with doing the resume and their cover letter as well.
In Corozal, residents are invited to the training session on Thursday at the Methodist School.
For Corozal, we are having the training at the Methodist School. It will be from 9 to 5 as mentioned. Our guest speakers would be the Social Security that will provide guidance in regards to the rights and responsibilities. We have a person that is interested in providing career guidance, and the next one would be the entrepreneurship program.
Okay, so those are some of the trainings that will be.
And the labor department itself that will provide the Labor Act. And also a BPO that is in Corozal, Ariston Marketing, they will provide guidance when it comes how do you go about applying for a job with them, and also the benefits that they provide whenever you are hired, and the training, because they provide training. For instance, if you are not really sure of what the business entail, they provide trainings on how to go about dealing with the position that you were hired for.
For more information about these training sessions or on the Public Employment Service Unit within the Ministry of Labor, you can contact them via their website at ruraltransformation.gov.bz. This week is being celebrated across the world as Pharmacy Week under the theme United in Action for a Healthier World, and the provision of quality health care is a focus. This week is focused on creating awareness of pharmacists and the role they play in the provision of health care in our communities. In celebration of Pharmacy Week, the Ministry of Health, along with individual pharmacies across the country, have planned an entire week of event to help commemorate the occasion. This week, our morning show welcomed two of our very own local pharmacists who shared more about the importance of their roles in our community and what we can expect this week.
I think we're important because, for example, when a patient has a prescription, they take it to the pharmacy. We are sometimes the first contact, but also sometimes the last contact for the patient. So we're there to reassure you. We're there to make sure that you are receiving the adequate and correct medications pertaining your condition, that you know any side effects that you may experience, that we will give you advice on how and when to take your medication. So we are that person there that you will see at your last stop, and we're there to give you all the advice and recommendation and counseling, maybe further advice on lifestyle changes, diet. So we're there as the last sort of comfort for the patient.
Pharmacy, back in the days, I think pharmacy people just had it known as dispensing medicine. We go far beyond dispensing medicine. We also help improve the treatment, patient to pharmacy to patient counseling, and so forth, right? So we just try to make your life, your health a better one, and so on to speak.
So we're trying to highlight the importance of the work of the pharmacist, why we're important, and also just strengthen the solidarity among the profession. We're all working towards the same goal, which is bettering the health of our communities, of the hospitals that we work in. Wherever it is that a pharmacist is working on, the one goal is the patient, making sure that we are ultimately working towards their health.
Here in Orange Walk, residents are invited to visit their local pharmacy to partake in different activities throughout the week.
For activities that the De La Fuente Pharmacy, Main Street and Holy Trinity will be having would be such as glucose check o presión de sus pruebas de su azúcar, pressure checks, also weigh-ins, and we also be having an activity that's called paper bag. That's just pretty much that the community in general bring their medication in a bag or wherever the reusable bag, bring all the medications that they have at home, also farmacia, and then they bring it to us. We see them, we relabel them, we write any interactions, or if there are any any interaction or so forth, and then we list it for them detailed, fix the dosage if needed, and that's what we'll be doing throughout this week from today the 26th all the way until Friday the 30th.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Both our pharmacies will be having those services, which is the Holy Trinity and Main Street. Main Street also has several services that cater to our patients. We're very patient-centered. We try to make sure that when you come to our pharmacy, we are the one-stop pharmacy. So we have a branch-to-branch service. If we don't have what you're looking for, we're going to call our other branch. If they have it, we get that there to the pharmacy. So you don't have to be, driving around looking for it. We also try to do outsourcing for our customers. If we don't have the medication and our branch has, then obviously we get it with them, or we can check with the wholesalers.
Yeah.
So that we're always trying to help you out and make sure that you get the medication that you're looking for.
And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Wednesday, September 28th here on Ctv3 and Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at ctv3belizenews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/ctv3belizenews or our YouTube channel at Ctv3 News BZ. Remember to wash your hands and remain safe. From all of us here at Ctv3 News, thank you for watching and listening. Good night.